Hi friends, welcome to the Avid Knits podcast. My name is Sarah and you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry both as Avid Knits. Today is Thursday, July 9th, and it's overcast and hot and a pretty high heat index here in Houston, Texas today. So, hi, how are you? I hope everybody is well and staying cool if you're in the northern hemisphere, staying warm if you're in the southern hemisphere, and I hope everybody is healthy, staying at home, wearing a mask, washing your face, wash your hands, don't touch your face. Yeah, it's a little bit earlier in the day than my normal podcasting time, so I feel like I'm doing things the absolute wrong way. But I figured that if I didn't get on here and do it now, then I probably wasn't going to, and since I didn't record last week for reasons unknown, I didn't have much to talk about. I haven't had much to talk about. I don't have much to talk about today. So this is going to be a relatively light knitting content episode, and I guess we'll just throw in some chit chat and try to fill it out, right? So yeah. First of all, hi to anybody who is coming back. It's great to see you again. New viewers, hi, thanks for checking me out. I have a few new subscribers. I would love to know where you guys are hearing about me. So if you want to drop it in the comments and let me know where you found out about my podcast or how you found me, that'd be really cool. I'm always really interested in seeing how people get to their intended destinations, because I usually don't try out anybody that hasn't been recommended to me. I guess I should try podcasts I've never heard of, just sight unseen, but I don't generally tend to do that. Yeah, but I like to shout out podcasts that I enjoy so I can send you guys over there. So I would be really interested in learning how you heard about me. Let's see. Today's podcast is going to be... I've been pretty monogamous. It's been really monogamous. So let's start with FOs. I'm wearing my most recent FO. Excuse the wrinkles. It has been folded up on a shelf underneath my Swift and ball winder. And the yarn that I used isn't the greatest for color work. So it tends to pucker in places that my floats were fine. And if you don't have it freshly blocked, it tends to keep everything. So all of these little wrinkles here or back along here. Yeah. So this is Cascade Heritage in the Forged Iron colorway. It is a good workhorse yarn. And then the contrasting acid green is Bad Wolf Girl Studios, and it is the Herbology colorway. This is, of course, the Slytherin House Pride sweater, which is by Regan, who is Bad Wolf Girl Studios. So she is Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits on Instagram, and she did an entire House Pride collection for all of the Hogwarts houses, and I offered to test knit her Slytherin design. So I made mine kind of cropped. I quit a little bit early. I was just, I had other things that I needed to get knitting on. So I added the double stripe at the bottom of the band. And that was pretty much the only modification I made. It's supposed to have full length sleeves. I made 3/4, so I had to come up with a decrease rate on my own, and I did that, and it's fine. It's just going to be a throw over sweater. It's not, fitted or anything like that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So the yarn is not the best for color work. So any type of puckering or anything, it won't block out. It is not as forgiving as most yarns are, or even other superwashes are. I don't know what it is about the Cascade Heritage base, but it shows everything. So that is something to keep in mind. It's really great for a stockinette project or something, but sometimes your shaping is pretty evident. So it's really good stitch definition, but it's almost its worst quality. Does that make sense? So anyway, yeah, so that's my Slytherin sweater. It's my only FO for the week. I have finished a sock. I have a half object. So my Defense Against the Dark art socks that I've been working on that are my car knitting. I finished one of the socks and I cast on the second one and I knit on that one for a little bit. I haven't made very much progress. I didn't even bother to bring it in. It's still in the car. So I think it's in my car. I don't know. It might be in my husband's truck. I have no idea. So yeah, I'm gonna warn you now that the rest of my podcast is basically an ode to Julie of This.Bird.Knits. So it's a super fangirl episode. If that weirds you out, then I'm sorry, but here it is. So we'll start with my mug. This is a belated birthday present from Julie to me. This is Sage Eden Pottery, and it's just this really beautiful coffee mug. She has one just like it, and I have commented several times on how much I love it. And she was kind enough to send me one of my own, so thanks, Julie. My coffee is now lukewarm, so that's unfortunate. But the mug is still really pretty. Yeah, so I got a box from Julie Tuesday that was supposed to be here like Saturday of last week or something. And then it was supposed to be here Monday, and then it didn't show up, and then it got here Tuesday, but it was like 6:30 at night, and it came along with my Celtic club color, so then I was like, which tracking number did you send me? I thought this was supposed to be the big box. She had sent me the yarn. Julie donated the yarn for the first sweater raffle that I did, and so she was sending me that. But at the same time, I get her Celtic colorway club, and so that came at the same time. So she had sent me tracking information for the bigger package, and I got all confused about it. I had no idea what was supposed to be here when. I was really excited. I was really excited about my getting the raffle yarn. Excuse me, something in my eye here. I was really excited about getting my raffle yarn and everything. So then I was just kind of hounding her all the time. Is my package here yet? But my tracking says something different. My tracking said it had already been delivered. Hers said it was out for delivery. I don't know. We were on the same site. I don't know what in the world was... I have no idea what was going on. It was absolutely ridiculous. It was this huge saga over a box. Unbelievable. But we made it in the end. We got it. Everything's fine. So, the yarn that the winner chose. So the winner was Elise Hackley, and the yarn that Elise chose was Evergreen, and this is in the Gosling base, which is a 80-10-10 superwash merino cashmere nylon, and it's really beautiful. So this is Evergreen, and I have 5 skeins of this to make the Quiet Stars cardigan from Joji Locatelli. That was the sweater that Elise requested, and so I will swatch for that, and I will swatch for that tomorrow, and then I will probably start it Monday. So I'm going to take the weekend off to give my hands a break. I have blitzed through another sweater that I'll show you shortly, and so I want to make sure that my hands get a break before I start the Quiet Stars, because it is all over lace. Joji's lace is super simple. This is going to be a really easy, fun cardigan to make, and I'm not worried about it at all. But, self-care. Just take care of yourself, right? So I'm going to do that. Yeah. So the other thing that came was my Celtic Club colorway. So this one is called Golden Solstice, and I will read you the little blurb that came with it, but it's just this really, really beautiful, very tonal with some speckles. It's just a really gorgeous gold color. So it's got hints of copper and bronze and more of a yellow gold. Excuse me. I'm a very, very fond, I think probably the thing I say the most to Julie is that I don't like yellow. Unless it's a Julie yellow. And then I love all the yellow. I love every yellow she does. All the yellows and the browns and the golds. These are colors I never gravitate to. I don't like. But when she does them, I really enjoy them. As you're going to see in my work in progress here pretty shortly. So this is on the owl base, which is a merino yak nylon. So I'm super excited about that. I love yak. And I love the way that it takes dye. So were this on the Gosling base, it would be a lot lighter. This color on the yak base is more of a forest green. It's really beautiful. So yeah, I'm super, super excited about that. And it comes with a gorgeous little stitch marker as... Sorry, guys. I know how to podcast. It comes with a gorgeous stitch marker as all of her club colors do. And this one is Golden Solstice. So it says, summer solstice occurring on or around June 21st of every year is a celebration of midsummer. Since the solstice has the most hours of daylight of any day in the year, it was also considered a celebration of the Celtic goddess Gran. Like some of the Celtic holidays we've discussed in previous months, bonfires are an important part of the celebration, with couples jumping over them for luck. And since midsummer marked about halfway through the growing season for the highly agricultural Celtic communities, they also asked Gran for luck in bringing their crops and animal safety through the autumn. And then it goes into some information about the roots of the holiday. So the Christian festival of St. John, like many Christian festivals and pagan holidays, nearly coincided with summer solstice, originally taking place on June 24th. Over time, the symbolism, particularly that of plants, has emerged. In herbalism, St. John's wort is considered a warming remedy. St. John's wort was one of the color inspirations for this, helping to bring heat to those who tend toward being chilly. It is also considered to be a good mood booster. Like, a lot of people use it as a antidepressant, and it said that its healing effects are increased if you harvest it on summer solstice. The progress keeper is blue aventurine, which was chosen because it is reminiscent of a summer sky and represents peace and inner strength, like calm after a summer storm. So that's really beautiful. And I was telling her last night, we video chatted last night, and I was telling her last night that I kind of wish I had known that that was the color that was coming, because as much as I love my work in progress, that would have been a phenomenal color for my work in progress. So living in my Fat Squirrel Fibres bag, this is my Magpie bag. It's a sweater size. Amy Beth has phenomenal stuff. It's just plain on the inside. There are no pockets or anything. It's a very simple construction, but it's very well made. My Notions pouch is from Knitted Niceties. This is my friend Mariah, and she gave me this after my puppy passed away because he was a black lab. And I love it. It's a great size. So this is my work in progress that matches my bag almost exactly. So this is the Siren sweater by This.Bird.Knits, and I don't actually know what the sleeves are supposed to look like. I'm pretty sure they're about 3/4 too, but they're straight all the way down, and then they kind of bubble at the end, and I don't really care for that look. The sleeve separation is supposed to be more of a poncho style, so it's not supposed to happen until after this chart here, and I didn't want that. I wanted a really fitted sweater, so I knit my size exactly. You're supposed to have a bunch of E's. I didn't do that. I knit my size exactly. I moved the armhole up so that the yoke would be more fitted, and I added waist shaping. So this is the Plague Doctor by Lambstrings yarn. This was her May some month, I'm sorry. It was a Gothic Colorways club color, and it's phenomenal, and I loved it so much that I asked Shanna if she would make me 2 more, and she said absolutely, and she sent them right out. The gold is Mabon by, take a guess, by Julie, a Sweet Sparrow, and I don't have the leftovers with me, they're over there. Anyway, you can see it. So this was the May colorway for May Day. Mabon is for May Day. So they are both one-of-a-kind colorways that cannot be purchased anymore, unfortunately. And I'm super, super excited about it. It's definitely one of my absolutely favorite knits that I think I've ever made. I'm so excited to be able to wear this. I actually considered not podcasting because I wanted to finish this today and thought maybe I'd be able to do it tomorrow and wear it. But then I realized I had an FO you hadn't seen yet. So I guess here I am. And, you know, it's been 2 weeks. Like, I just want to kind of keep on the podcast train. I find that I am not as good of a podcaster. That's not the word I'm looking for. I've been watching Vlogmas, okay? So here's what I do in the summer, okay? I knit a lot in the summer. You know, we live in Houston. It's hot. So we still go out and we still do things, but there's kind of like a heat of the day time that you actively avoid. So I tend to knit probably more in the summer than I do in the winter because I'm okay with being inside during the summer and going out at, you know, for little bits and spurts or for little errands or whatever. But whenever it's fall and winter and it's actually nice, like, that's when I want to be outside. So I probably really don't knit as much in the winter. And we tend to travel a little bit more in the winter because the weather is nicer and it's usually kind of off season. So you get better deals. There are less people, you know, when there's not COVID. There's a whole lot less people right now. We're not traveling. It was a joke, you guys. Stay home, okay? Anyway, all of that to say that I knit a lot during the summer. And I find that during the summer is when I tend to feel trapped. Usually when there's not COVID, my husband works 12-hour days. Like, he's on overtime almost the entire summer, which is really frustrating. And, you know, we've only lived here for a couple of years. I'm still making friends. I have sister-in-laws who have kids who are, you know, our kids are all very close. So I have people to hang out with and people to see and do stuff, but, you know, everybody has their own lives too. So this year, you know, I finally have friends. I finally have people I could have gone and done stuff with, and now we have coronavirus, and that's fine. We're still friends. We're still doing, you know, we're still talking and stuff. But this might have been the only year that I would have spent a lot more time out of the house, I guess. So for the last couple of years, because we had just moved back, we just bought a house, we're getting settled, you know? And so summer is when I knit like crazy. And when I'm doing it, I really get tired of being hot and tired of being trapped in my house. We have, I don't know if it's just my house or if it's Cyprus or if it's Houston or if it's just South Texas. I don't know. We have mosquitoes, like, and I apparently am the tastiest snack in the neighborhood because I cannot leave my house. Like, I'll stand outside on the front porch for literally 4 minutes and come inside and I've been bitten. And it just makes it really unpleasant, you know? Like, I have not a giant reaction to them, but enough of one that it's like, okay, it's not worth it, you know? And I'm not going to spray myself down with bug spray for a 3-minute excursion to check on my flowers in the front yard, you know? So, I tend to kind of feel a lot more trapped in my house in the summer. And so I tend to watch Vlogmas. I watch Vlogmases over the summer a lot of times. So I was watching Hannah of the Corner of Craft, and she's one of my favorites. If you don't watch Hannah, I recommend it. She is super chatty, which is a lot of fun. She dyes yarn. She makes little beaded stitch markers that are super cool. She's always done video tutorials on YouTube for years and years. And she's video tutorialed everything from makeup to cross stitch to beading to paper arts or crafts or whatever. If she can video it, she will. Usually now it's a knitting podcast. But I still remember when she was living in Germany and she was doing all of those other different videos, and it was a lot of fun. Her journey has been really great. Anyways, I've been watching her podcast, or her Vlogmas, which I super enjoy. And she's so good at it. She's so good at just talking to herself through the camera, like, and it's great. It's like sitting down in her living room and just chit-chatting with her while you're knitting. You know, it's not super important stuff usually. It's just the stuff that you share with each other whenever you're there. And you know, her husband makes, her now husband, he wasn't her husband in the Vlogmas I'm watching. They were just engaged. Anyway, her husband makes appearances. Mario is a very, their dynamic is really sweet. Anyway, they're really cute. So I watch Vlogmases. And I've already watched Julie's. This is the Julie Fangirl Club, so hi, Julie. I've watched Julie's a couple of times. You know, I've watched... When Vlogmas is going, it seems like everybody does Vlogmas. But whenever I go back to try to re-watch Vlogmas, it's like, I don't know if I've just had a lot of time and I've gotten through them really fast, or if not as many people do Vlogmas as I felt like did it, or... I'm sure it's probably the first one. I'm pretty sure I've just watched all of them. So anyway, if you watch Vlogmases and you've enjoyed Vlogmases, leave me a comment down below and tell me who your favorites are, because I need new ones. I'm running out. Yeah. So, I don't know what the point of that was. Yeah, I don't have... Oh, I'm not as good at just sitting and chatting with the camera as, like, what Hannah is. And that's a skill that I would very much like to develop, is just being able to sit here and chat to you guys. But, you know, at the end of the day, you're just talking to your camera. So I'm still working on it. Anyway, so that's my Siren sweater and all of the stuff that came around it, I guess. That is pretty much the only thing I've been knitting on. I am on the second sleeve. I have just started the decreases. I'm only knitting like a 9-inch sleeve. It won't take very long. I should be done with that today, hopefully. And then, yeah, then I can swatch for the Quiet Stars and get on with that. Yeah. So, I don't really know why I didn't podcast last week. I think time just got away from me. My husband had Friday off because of the 4th. Which was nice to have the extra day to spend with him or whatever. We don't really do much for the 4th. We might buy a couple of fireworks because the kids really like them, but Friday is a free day for us usually. And so on Friday, we just had a conversation about the 4th of July and what it means and how it came about. It's also the day that Hamilton was released on Disney Plus, apparently. I've never seen it and never listened to the soundtrack. I think I just kind of thought... Julie was talking on her podcast and had said that it was almost like there was no way it could live up to the hype. And I kind of agreed with that, but she says it's solid, so I guess we'll have to try it, right? We don't have Disney Plus, but I guess we could get it for a little. I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff on there we would like to watch. On Saturday, we woke up. My husband went to a local Mexican market and got barbacoa for breakfast, which is just like a slow-cooked shredded beef. It's a traditional thing. And we had breakfast tacos. We picked up a pound of it for my neighbor next door. She had Thursday night, Wednesday night, something like that. She had texted me and was like, have you guys eaten yet? And I said no. And she was like, oh, well, we made pizza. We made homemade pizza, but we made too many, so I'm sending you over one. So she provided us with dinner just randomly, which is really, really sweet of her. So we provided breakfast on Saturday. And then oh yeah, I didn't talk about that. Hold on a second. A few days later, she had gone to an Indo-Pakistani market that they go grocery shopping at, I guess, or whatever, and she found these. So these are scarves. I'm not going to open them all the way up, but she said that they are pretty reminiscent of traditional Desi artwork, and so she thought of me whenever she got them because she knows that I knit and I'm a fiber artist or whatever. So she bought both of these scarves for me. She's just as a token of friendship, she says, which, since she feeds us like once a week, you would think that would be enough. But it was so nice of her. It was so kind of her to give me these. And I think I'm going to hang them on the wall maybe. So she says that they're not traditional. She was like, they're made in China, so they're not, they're not handmade or anything. But she's like, next time we go home. So I thought that was just really sweet of her. We're very fortunate to have the neighbors that we have. So, let's see. I think Sunday we kind of laid around. My husband went mountain biking with his brother. Because that's one of those things you can do socially distanced. And then we had another work week, a short work week. Yesterday he took off early because he had a dentist appointment. He had some cavities filled. That took forever. And then we voted because it's early voting in Texas right now. It's early voting until tomorrow, and then election day is July 14th. So if you live in the state of Texas, please vote. Please vote. Yep. I have a blister on my ankle. That's not good. Huh. We went walking the other night. My son took his bike and we went walking, and apparently my shoes that I thought were so broken in, the blister on my foot, you guys. How does that happen and you not notice it? That's ridiculous. Anyway. I have one more thing. I posted up a picture of this last time, but I kind of thought that I would talk about it here. I know that some people are having issues with Ravelry, and I know that Ravelry is working to fix that, and so I thought I would talk about it here. I am doing a Destash right now. All of the info as far as yardages and stuff is on Ravelry, although I am more than willing to chat about it on Instagram. I don't know if I should just set up a separate Instagram account for Destash. I might do that. Yes, I will. I'm going to set up a separate Instagram account for Destash. I will put the name here after I set it up. And I just thought that I would kind of go through it really quick with you so you could see kind of what I have. To be honest, I have a lot of yarn that I'm rolling to Destash, and I could probably use to go through my stash again. So I have a couple of one-of-a-kind things. I got a couple advent calendars last year. So this is Dragon Horde yarn. This is the main color that came in the Slytherin advent calendar because they did a Harry Potter. So it's browns and blues, and it's speckled. There is the Christmas at the Cottage colorway. This is on BFL Silk Cashmere from O-Loops. This was the O-Loops advent calendar main color last year. This is a really pretty blend. I have some DK So Happy Jane in the Turn It Up colorway. Let's see. I've got some Ushatita. I have some Teeny Buttons. I've got Forbidden Fiber Company. It used to be Forbidden Woolery. I have Black Trillium. I've got some Malabrigo. I have Madeline Tosh. I've got Mountain Colors. I have a lot of stuff. So none of those have tags and they're not hanked. Those are caked up because I intended to use them and then got sidetracked and didn't. But they are full skeins. Everything is there. None of this will be over $20. So you'll just pay for shipping on top of that. And then, yeah, it can be yours. So I will set up a separate Destash link on Instagram so that if you're interested in that, you can take a look at it and it'll have all the information there for you, colorway and fiber contents and all of that stuff. And then you can just purchase them through PayPal or something and it will be fine. So I feel like there's other stuff that I was supposed to be talking to you about. I have this feeling a lot when I podcast that there's all the stuff that I was supposed to be talking to you about and I didn't. So yeah. I know that a lot of our feeds are going back to normal. Mine are anyway. Mine are going back to normal. Please don't confuse that with the idea that the Black Lives Matter movement is ending. The protests are still ongoing. There's a lot of activity in Portland, for instance. Like Portland police they are not handling things very well right now. Please keep educating yourself. Please share anything new that you have learned or that you have been reading. There's been a lot of deep dive through history for me. So I will put a couple of links down below if you are interested in kind of how we got here, as far as redlining, gerrymandering, that kind of a thing, and how that's affected Black communities. And yeah, wash your hands, don't touch your face, wear your mask, please. Remember, wearing a mask is not about protecting you, it is about protecting other people. Please be considerate of your fellow man on that count. Not everybody is in the same privileged position or health position or ableism is a thing. Not everybody is as able as you or as you would believe people to be because it doesn't affect you. Stash Dash is still going. It goes on until August 22nd, I believe. So if you don't know, for those of you who don't know, Stash Dash is a yearly summer dash through your stash, hosted by the Knit Girls, who are Leslie and Laura. You can find them on Instagram and here on YouTube. They do have a podcast and have for the better part of the last decade, actually. They do it every year. It usually coincides with their yarn festival, fiber festival of Super Summer Knit Together, but obviously that has been canceled because of what's going on in the world right now. So you can select tiers for, I think it's 1, 3, 5, 7, 10, and 15,000 meters that you can work through, and all the rules are posted on their Ravelry group. You do have to go through Ravelry for that. If you have any questions, you can email them, or you can you can email them if you can't use Ravelry or if you don't choose to. And I don't know if there's any way to enter for prizes, because the whole point is to have a finished thread, but it was before the Ravelry revamp. So so if you have any accessibility issues with that, feel free to email them. I'm sure that they will come up with, I'm sure they have a way to accommodate everybody. So I'm doing pretty good on that. I think I'm at 4,000 meters of a 10,000 meter goal, and I have the sweater I'm working on, the Quiet Stars. I have 2 sweaters minimum that I will be done with in the next few weeks. I have a top that I was commissioned by Jamie Hoffman for, so that'll be here shortly. So yeah, I should make it by the end of August easily. It's the pro of sweater knitting. So including the Sirens, including the Slytherin sweater, I am on 8, 9. This is my 10th sweater of the year. So Siren will be number 11, and that is coming along really fast. So I'm super excited about that. I think I did 12 last year. I'd have to look that back up. I probably don't really know. So to have that many before the fall is pretty fantastic. But like I said, my knitting mojo kind of slows down in the fall and the winter, so we'll see what happens. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Please wear your mask. Not everybody is on the same level as you are, either family or ability or privilege or finance or any of that. So please wear your mask to protect others, even if it doesn't protect you. If we all wear them, then the spread of COVID is minimized to almost nothing. The faster that we do it, the faster we can get rid of COVID. Not wanting to wear a mask is not really protest worthy. There are bigger issues at hand. So instead of looking at it as an infringement on your rights, please just suck it up with the rest of us so we can get over this. It would be great if we didn't have 55,000 new cases in a day. Yeah, it'd be great if this could end sometime. At the rate that it's going, the rest of the world will be free, and we will be we will continuously be infecting each other because we don't want to do the right thing. Or the thing. We don't want to sacrifice for that long. So, yeah, be kind. Please continue to educate yourself. I would love to know what resources you have found or what fact you have discovered that you didn't know before, what you have learned. Yeah, so feel free to comment below. Feel free to like, subscribe. Like I asked earlier, please let me know how you found my podcast. That would be really interesting to me. I would love to hear it. And I hope all of you have a great weekend. I'm gonna go. Thanks. I will see you guys next time with a finished sweater. Bye.